Hello Reformers, and welcome back to a world of ice and fire. Now when we left off, we were attempting to siege Volantis and, well, try and starve them out actually, and I attempted to utilize some game mechanics to try and make it a little bit easier, and that is exactly the reason why I attempted to break off the siege and redo everything, because I thought that maybe the game would, well, shall we say, give me a little bit more starvation power if I did that, but apparently that's not the case. Anyway, what we're going to be doing right now is leading our soldiers in an assault. I did go over to Carthagar and retrieve a bunch of Unsullied, and we're actually doing this at night by the looks of things. Okay, I was actually unaware that it was nighttime. I was just kind of not really minding what I was doing at the time, so yeah, this is going to be quite interesting. I have 118 archers. That's actually quite a lot of archers, isn't it? I should probably tell these archers to hold position outside. Unfortunately, archers do not tend, well, they cannot be put into formation when they are outside, or generally when they're in a siege. So this is going to be a little bit more painful than I would like, but, well, we'll see what we can do here. I think we should be alright. I mean, it really just depends. Thankfully, my weapon of choice at the moment is capable of dealing some pretty significant damage to shields, and as a result that is going to make things so much easier for us to get up here, and hopefully we will be able to... Oh, I'm already inside? Wow, that was remarkably fast. Now what I've done is I've actually reduced my battle size slightly because I realized that we were lagging a little bit too much to make it, well, not comfortable, but you know, a little bit too... It was sub 30 FPS, so it's obviously not great for video, and well, we're hopefully going to have a little bit of a smoother time in many ways. Hopefully a smoother time in the fact that we actually do have no one stuck this time around. Oh, we do actually have someone stuck over there. You can see that idiot over there. I have no idea who that is, but whoever it is a blatant fool, and yeah, that's not really helping us out. You know what I should do though? I should probably go into that other... I should probably go onto that other ladder, shouldn't I? So I'm probably gonna do that. I'm not gonna jump out this time because I feel like losing that amount of HP is not the best idea. So we're just going to squeeze our way out here and see if I can find the ladder. These guys, really. Northern Guardsman is being a bit of an idiot this time around. Anyway, as I did say, we did go and get some Unsullied. I think I transferred out a whole bunch of Wildlings something or others, and basically just got as many Unsullied as I could carry. I didn't want to have too many because, as I say, doing sieges and placing mantlets, placing siege equipment, placing all these different things, and having winter and, you know, all that stuff affect your troops and eliminate random units in your army, and obviously among those there are going to be a couple of Unsullied. That is just not the way to go. You know, that's just not the way to go. You really don't want to lose those Unsullied. They're extremely expensive, and even though they may not be the most powerful units, I mean, you know, there are more powerful units actually in the game, but point is, they are very expensive, and I don't really want to lose any of them if I can help it. So being able to reduce that chance to happen, that's pretty awesome. So I'm going to try and take that chance at any moment that I can get. And if that means, you know, taking a smaller contingent of them, then so be it. And we'll just have to try and deal with it from there. But yeah, it seems like this is actually a pretty effective siege. I'm actually unsure what's going on here. Beforehand, we were having huge amounts of problems in the way that we were dealing with enemies, but this time around we seem to be doing perfectly fine. What's actually going on here? Oh, wait a minute. Ah, we might actually get to see a little bit of a different part of the town here, because we've not actually done this siege ever before, obviously, and we've never been able to really get further than this because... Yes, that's the reason. Because we have many people having some just difficulties. I'm going to call it difficulties, even though it's technically stupidity. And we're going to see if they actually do get out of their stupor here. And maybe they will, maybe they won't. It really depends. Hopefully I'm not going to get stopped here or killed in the meantime. Okay, come on out. Yep. Okay, maybe I can get by here. Wow, there's so many. Really, that's a lot. That's a lot of units, and if my people are not unstuck, which is a big problem here, we're having a big pathfinding issue, but if they were not stopped, I think we would have a pretty easy time of things, or at least an easier time. Probably wouldn't be as easy as we think, but it would be much simpler. There goes his head. There we go. And otherwise, we do have a number of... Oh, there are some enemy units getting stuck here, doing a little bit of a dance. As you can see right there. Yeah, he's having a fun old time, isn't he? Anyway, we should be fine here as long as I'm able to win against these fellows. No, I actually unstuck a couple of those guys. That's not really good. Okay, well, if I can just eliminate a couple here, then we'll be in... Oh, I'm actually being killed by these fellows. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? Yeah, I think you probably can. Okay, now let me see if I can... Come on now. There we go. And a little bit more. There we are. Okay. So now, these guys are actually kind of tricky. I do not want to fall in here myself, please. Oh, there we go. That was easy enough to get out, actually. So nothing to worry about there. Alright, so I actually want to have a look in the town itself. Do you think I can do that without getting too many of my people killed? I mean, I might be bleeding as well, so that might make sense to take a look before I actually succumb to my wounds. There we go, take out that fella. Wow, this is really cool. I gotta say, I feel like this layout is really fun. I like these kinds of layouts where you're able to run through the town itself and, you know, just have a good old look around and generally have different environments to fight in. I'm actually gonna die here, I think. I did let out a fearsome cry to maybe get myself a little bit of extra space, but I am gonna die from blood loss anyway. So there you go, but it was cool. It's kind of cool to see that, actually, and Woon's doing so well right now. He's really doing a fantastic job. Maybe I'll be able to go over there in the wonderful, most cinematic way possible. And I gotta say, I'm a big fan of the cinematic camera that they have implemented here, because, I mean, just look at it. It's so smooth, and even when I turn the mouse and everything, it's just really, really smooth in comparison to many other after-death cameras that are a little bit, well, they're faster, that's for sure, but they are a little bit jerky here and there, so it is obviously going to make more sense, especially in such a, well, I guess you could call it a cinematic mod. It is pretty cinematic. There are some very cool moments that you can capture with this camera here. And I gotta say that Woon is the only guy doing anything right now because we have all of our archers just standing out there. I really didn't want to send in all of my archers because we're going to lose so many of them. So I suppose what we'll do is... Oh yeah, my archers are so terrible, aren't they? They are really just the worst. Wildling archers, everybody. Don't use them. Don't use them unless you're using them for some kind of fodder or whatever. But yeah, anyway, Woon's doing his utmost to basically solo the entire enemy garrison, and we are going to be retreating here. Don't really mind losing a little bit of renown here and there. Gaining the morale, that is much more important. As you can see here, we did lose 70 of our units. Actually, not even that bad. Woon killed... Well, he didn't kill, but he took out 51 of the enemies. That is... Wow. That's very, very impressive. Where's Dongo, though? Dongo's nowhere. Why? Oh, it's because he was with the archers, wasn't he? Yes, he's tagged as an archer. I should probably just not tag him as an archer and just tag him as an infantry or something like that, because then he can just run in with Woon and actually do whatever is needed. And anyway, there you go. We actually did take out 29, not as many as I would have liked, but, well... Maybe what we can do is wait until tomorrow. Now, bear in mind that we did release a couple of people in the previous episode, and that is obviously going to make, potentially, a bit of a difference in if we get attacked, because I believe we had all of them captured successfully, so it might make sense to be a bit careful about that. But anyway, let's tell them to surrender. Yeah, there you go. They are actually surrendering. You have my word, you will not come under attack if you leave the fort. There we go. Alright, so we did it. We actually captured Volantis, and it seems it just needed a little bit more strong arming. Nothing too suicidal, because obviously we don't really want to lose every single one of our units, and that's generally what I'm attempting to do here. I'm trying to lose as little units as possible. Maybe so that we don't have to run back and forth between our garrison all the time and use up my valuable food and all that sort of thing. Anyway, this is a town, and I think I'm actually going to be, well, I think I'm actually going to give this to myself. So let's do it. There we go. We are the new Lord of Volantis. And why does my party lose morale for myself getting a fief there? I have no idea, but we did gain some renown, we gained some reputation and all that wonderful stuff. And we can actually buy a little bit of food here. I mean, it obviously does not have a huge amount, but we can buy some peaches and apples and maybe a sack of grain here and there. And what else do we want to do? I do have a huge amount of money at the moment, mainly because I thought to myself, well, maybe I'm going to go over and buy some Unsullied, but then I thought, well, probably not the best idea. Doesn't seem like it's really necessary for the moment. We do have Brandon here. Yeah, no, okay, we're not going to do that. Okay, so maybe I can go to the Lord's Hall now. Bear in mind that Volantis itself does not like me because I have besieged them many, many times. And as a result, they are, well, they're basically not going to ever allow me. I don't think they will allow me to build an enterprise here, but maybe that's the case. Yes, of course. There we go. Okay, we're gaining a little bit of relation with these ladies here. It's not really going to make any difference because I kind of still want to marry the free folk wonder woman. So yeah, that would be kind of nice. Anyway, I could change the tax rates of some fiefs, and I guess what I could do is get a patrol. That probably would be the best idea. So let's get one at Volantis. We should probably recruit a couple more people, shouldn't we? So I guess what we're going to do is we're going to try and go to... we should probably try and go to Lease, I guess. And we'll try and get like 30 from there. And we should probably try and get a couple from Mer as well. We'll try and get 30 from there as well. Okay, so hopefully that is going to make a little bit of a difference. Okay, where's my patrol gone? There they are. Okay, so this patrol is actually made up of wildlings, which is a pretty annoying thing. I don't believe I can change my culture as far as I'm aware. I know that you can change your culture in all kinds of things, but I don't have the AI, shall we say, helper that enables you to do that at the moment, so I'm not entirely sure if we can get that just yet. I think you need to hold a town to be able to do that, and that's exactly what we have here. So I'm hopeful that if I go back into the castle in just a second... Yes, recruiter, go on. Go on, recruiter. What are you doing? What's he doing right there? Yes. All right, keep going. Yes, please, just, you know, do your thing. Don't get captured now instantly upon me, you know, telling him to go off and do whatever, but hopefully he's not going to be too useless. All right, so hopefully I will be able to... You know what it seems like I might need to do? Yeah, I think that's probably the case. I think I will probably need to go over to Carthagar and speak to our minister, because that seems to be the only way that I can potentially recruit another guy, and that would probably help us out quite a bit. Anyway, Volantis has 152 now, thanks to that big patrol, and we're going to be getting another patrol as soon as that comes off cooldown. Alright, so we have 294, and let's have a look here. How many do I have? Oh wow, I actually have 410 army capacity now that we have a town under our control. So I'm actually going to make Dongo into an infantry here, and that's going to really make a huge difference. I've also changed the Unsullied to infantry as well, because I like to just try and make sure that we have our infantry and our spearmen basically all together, because we don't want them to do random things by themselves, because I found that they've got a little bit of problems in regards to formations and things when that happens. Oh, there's the Second Sons. Okay, so those guys are the veteran free riders that I am probably going to try and get as soon as we have about 500 army capacity. That is going to be a pretty big deal. And you know what? I'm actually gonna go to Volantis real quick, because I don't think it's gonna come under siege that easily. So I'm gonna take a couple of these stalkers, a couple of the huntresses, maybe a couple of warriors as well. Not too many, just a little bit. And we now have 366. So I'm hopeful that that will make a pretty big difference to how much we're able to do at this next siege target. Do we want to do this one? I don't know. I mean, they got 200 slave warriors. I guess what we can do is just head inside and see exactly what's going on in there. Let's try and seek out a traitor. I don't know how many they actually have in terms of like food and everything, so let's have a look. Oh, 10 more days. Oh, okay, that is actually pretty good. So let's see, prepare assault, let's go and build a siege. Oh no, this is not good. This is very bad. It's going to take 60 hours to do that, but hopefully once we have, you know, fully completed our checkpoint and everything, that will then mean that their food stocks are going to go down as well. I found that the food stocks do not actually deplete from a certain point. Like, it just gets to a certain number and then just stops. Not entirely sure why that was happening, so that's exactly the reason why in the previous episode I decided to stop a siege and restart it, because I thought that maybe there was a slight bug or a glitch or something along those lines, but I guess they just don't want you to win that way, I guess. I don't know, that's a bit weird, because you are waiting the days and your morale is going to take a pretty significant hit, and your food, obviously, all that stuff. Now, by the way, Lady Val is doing a fantastic job so far. I saw her running around. She has about 260 units now, so she is formidable, and she is using Volantine units. Do bear that in mind. Is that her right there? Is that her right there? I think that might actually be her helping us out right there. She's right there with us. That is amazing. Did I call for a campaign? I think I called for a campaign a huge amount of time ago, and she's only now turned up. Well, she's turned up at a pretty fantastic time. So that is pretty good. Okay, so order the vanguard to prepare the assault. This is obviously going to be pretty bad. We lost 38. Wow, that is pretty insane. Okay, so your men have met the enemy. Alright, so we can either build mantlets, or we can just head straight in. Now this is the issue. Mantlets, they're probably going to help us out quite a bit, but we only have an engineering skill of 1 now because one of our people got eliminated, and it's going to take 30 hours. And we do have someone helping us right now. So we're going to lead our soldiers in an assault, and we'll just hope that she is going to come in with us and try and do her very best. Alright, so I'm actually wondering if it's going to be a normal siege tower. No, it's not a normal siege tower. It's just a a thing where, you're just able to get onto the ladders immediately, which is absolutely fantastic. And I think, actually, is it actually like that? Because maybe we can use the battering ram to get through the front door. That would actually be pretty cool. But I don't know whether that's actually the case. I don't know whether it's just a little bit of decoration, so to speak. It might be. These fire arrows are going to be the death of me. They have been many, many times over before, so it's going to be kind of annoying. No, I think this is just decoration. I don't think it's actually going to do anything. No, if we could just... yeah, avoid the blade, Okay, oh no, it seems like we can actually do damage to the gate. Oh, this is pretty fantastic, very nice. Okay, so bear in mind that, of course, because we do have Lady Val with us, and amusingly enough, she is a member of the Free Folk, technically, and it's just kind of crazy that she's using Volantine units, so it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool in my opinion. Okay, so I'm actually tired right now, which is very bad. And yeah, the battering ram was destroyed. I don't really care about that too much. I just want to get in there and try and do as much damage as I can, because basically that is the entire reason why I'm even up here, to try and do as much damage to the archer population as as possible. Really, if we're unable to do that, then I really don't know what we can do. I'm going to become exhausted very, very soon, which is really bad, actually. And I do want to get another vassal, by the way, as well. But at the moment, I don't really have the best candidates, because I know a couple of people have suggested to make Thoros of Mir, or Mer, or whatever, however you say it, a vassal. And well, while I would basically be like, yes, I think that's a fantastic idea, because he does have some pretty, very good stats, he is basically our best medic at the moment, and our best pathfinder as well, so me making him into a vassal is probably not going to be the best idea. Did we just lose all of our units? Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. Yeah, that's exactly the problem with doing these sieges. Oh, stumble. I stumbled. That is not good. Come on now, Elias. You must not stumble. There we go. Not right now, at the very least. Oh, we suffered a serious wound. Okay, well, we did lose 1 strength from that. Well, Silver's obviously going to be patching that up. But, yeah. Let's actually just take a quick look at the bottom here and see what's actually going on. Oh, they do have the gate open. Okay, so it's fantastic. I actually thought that we didn't have the gate open just yet. However, the main problem that we're having right now is that the fire arrows, which, in my opinion, I gotta say, I feel like they're a little bit too powerful. I feel like they should do a little bit less damage. I don't mind the mechanic itself. I feel like, you know, that's a pretty cool thematic mechanic, but them being able to do 5 damage per hit, I think is a little bit too much for the frequency of the hits, because you can see here that we're losing so many units just literally from the fire arrows. We would not have lost this many units just from the enemies you know, attacking us and everything, so that is a pretty big deal. Anyway, I'd probably like to see in a future update, I don't think that's going to happen, but I'd like to see in a future update maybe a little bit of a damage decrease, maybe like 2 damage taken off of it, so it's actually just 3 damage per hit. I think that could probably be a little bit more, shall we say, a little bit more balanced, but yeah, well, that's just me. Anyway, point is, I think we probably just want to retreat here. I don't think we can, I mean, we're doing okay, you know, we're actually not even losing that many Unsullied or anything like that. We're basically just losing Wildlings, which is, I suppose, not the worst thing ever, and most of them are just getting knocked unconscious. They're not actually dying. You know, if they do die, then they are getting killed by enemies. So I suppose that's alright, but even so, you can lose so many. Oh, look at this, we might actually be pushing forward. If we push forward past this bottleneck, we will be in a really, really good position here. I don't think it's going to happen because it seems like the enemy has a very short run back to the front lines, and that is obviously making things kind of difficult for us, but it seems like our wildling warriors and everything are doing a decent job. I'm actually kind of surprised by that because, in general, you know, you could say that they are some of the worst units that you're ever going to use. So it's pretty cool that they're doing a pretty decent job here. Not bad. I guess we did take out quite a few of the archers already, and that has made a significant difference in our reinforcements being able to come in unassaulted, even though there are still a number of them on this side, which is kind of bad. But I can't really do much about that, of course. Okay, well, before we get completely eliminated, I am actually going to retreat here, and we're just going to have a look and see what our casualties were like. Yeah, pretty significant, as you can see. We lost 59. 59 is not even that bad. That's a pretty minor amount of casualties to lose in such a major battle here. But 144 were knocked unconscious, which is very significant. And that is just from our... Look at that. That is literally just from our army. That's amazing. That is really quite amazing, in a bad way. In a very bad way indeed. Anyway, you can see here that Lady Val actually did have a pretty similar ratio of kills to, you know, unconsciousness, but still nothing as bad as what we had. And we only eliminated 132. And I only killed 14. Wow. That is really not very good. Okay, well, I guess what we're going to do now is we're going to abandon that siege and have a look and see how many they have. 350 out of 400. Wow. They really have some significant units here. And Lady Val actually did lose all of her units. Wow. To unconsciousness, no less, but still, she's going to need some time to restore herself. I know someone actually did say in the comments that it's basically a waste of money to upgrade the wildlings because they use the same weapons basically and the same armor, but I don't know, I kind of just want to get the best possible units, because if I don't, then, well, then it's going to be very sad indeed, isn't it? It's going to be extremely sad. Okay, so let's just level up his engineering and surgery. That's basically what I've been doing with this guy, trying to make him into the best possible engineer, and a little bit of a backup surgeon as well. And we have 275 out of 409. Now, technically we could head back in there, but this siege tower is, whoa, it's kind of harsh, isn't it? And I suppose what we're going to do actually is we're going to tell, yes, we are going to end the campaign. We're going to tell Lady Val to go away and do her thing, try and recover her units, because she has literally 1 unit active right now, which is kind of worrying. I think we probably, you know what we probably want to do? We are going to accompany her, even though I'm going to lose a couple of units. We are going to accompany her for the moment until she gets into a castle, because I do not want her getting eliminated completely. Thank you very much. And there you go. She has now entered Sarmel, and she should be fine there. And yeah, so I'm actually just going to take a quick look at our companion list here. Who do you think is going to be a good companion for us? And I'm not really caring too much about their stats. Personally, I think that we will be probably keeping Hagen with us. Saberin might be a good vassal. I'm not entirely sure. We're going to be keeping Sirio, Podrick, Daisy. I was actually going to make into a vassal, as I mentioned earlier in a previous episode. And Thoros, as I said, I kind of want to keep him. Just look at how crazy his stats are. 8 in first aid, surgery, wound treatment, 6 in spotting and pathfinding. Just amazing stats. Really don't want to lose him. And Selva is our backup medic, and she's also the one capable of looking at my injuries and all that wonderful stuff. I don't think Thoros can do that. No, Thoros cannot do that. So she is very, very important in that respect as well. We do have Bronn here. He's not particularly good at, well, anything. He's only level 7, and he doesn't really have any leadership or pathfinding or you know, whatever is actually very useful for a vassal. So it seems to me like Daisy is really the only one. Maybe Maya? Maya might actually be, yeah, Maya's looking actually pretty good. She's got 9 in looting, however. 9 in looting is just crazy for us. It's gonna make so much money, but, well, in the grand scheme of things, does it matter? I mean, we've got a lot of money already. We're making a lot from enterprises and everything. And speaking of enterprises, I'm going to go into Volantis right here. Acceptance, oh no. You refuse. There we go. You leave with your honor intact. Fantastic. Okay, so let's go in here, and I actually want to speak to the... I have not met the... Oh no, I have not met the Guildmaster yet. That is terrible. Oh well, never mind. I guess what we could do is build a messenger post. That's going to take 9 days. We'll pay from the treasury, and that will be that. Anyway, that is it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.